Okay, welcome to this ZBrush tips and tricks. Today what I'm going to be talking about is curve on surface brushes and controlling them. Okay, so what I've got here is kind of a, pretend it's a leg, pretend it's a knee here, and it's got some armour on the front panel there. Right, so what I want to do is I want to do a curve on surface brush and contain it. I want to just show you a few little tricks. And the first thing you need to make sure with a curve on surface brush is that you've got no subdivision levels. Now I have subdivision levels in this part of the model, so because I don't want to touch this and I want to make sure that it stays the same and I don't make any modifications or delete it, I want to first of all take this and make a duplicate of it. So now I can turn this main leg off, this subdivided leg, and with this duplicate leg, let me just rename it, call it duplicate, and hit enter. I'm going to come down to my geometry and I'm just going to delete lower. So I'm going to hit delete lower. Okay, so that gives me an unsubdivided leg. Well, it's subdivided, but I've just deleted the subdivision levels out. So let me now load a curve on surface brush. So I'm going to go to my brushes and load brushes, and on my desktop I've got some brushes that I created with a course that I did. So if you want to find out all my courses and stuff, visit the link below. And I've got one in here called Belts and Buckles. This was for my Game of Thrones detailed character sculpt, which I'm working through modules. Done module 1, module 2. Module 1 is a detailed sculpt. Module 2 is poly painting. Module 3 will be UV layouts. Module 4 will be creating the maps and exporting and baking, and in Substance Painter as well. So that's coming up soon. But in the meantime, let's just load this belt and buckle one. Click OK. That'll open up in there. I'm just going to choose this little brush here, this lever brush. This comes with the course, all of these. So once I'm on this layer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click and drag. When I click and drag, before I get off the model, I'm going to press the shift and hold the shift key, and then you're going to see that I can now wrap this around the entire model and I can change the orientation on it. As soon as I release my mouse button, once I've found the orientation that I like, I can click, I can release, and it will put the brush in place. Now to change this draw size, I can just select in here and click on it, and it will reduce that size down. So that is basically how we can create one complete piece going right the way round. Let me just turn that one off. And that is that. But what about actually, I know Mikkel had a problem, one of my students, with actually was drawing it out and then he was like, well, I can't rotate the model around like this. So let me just show you how you can do that, how you can do a partial belt loop, and then you can actually add to it. So if I'm clicking in here, I can click and I can drag my belt out, and I've got freehand control. Then I can release and it will put the belt down like this. And I can move around it. But how do I continue this stroke? Well, it's pretty easy. You just need to go in, zoom in, and depending on your brush setup, you can go in close here and you can see there's a little line. This basically means when I get close enough, it'll reactivate this curve. So if I click now and I drag, I've now added to this. And of course you can zoom out and you can finish the belt off. So I can come around here and I can zoom in and just finish that off around there. And that's how I do it. Now if I want to move some of these pieces here, inside of the stroke palette underneath curve, you have some options to lock start, lock end, and have liquid or elastic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click lock start. Now what that means is that this start point won't move. So if I just zoom out here, you're going to see if I click on this and I drag it, it's dragging, but it's not moving this out. Now this is really good if you lock the start for getting rid of kinks. Let me press Ctrl Z and go back. See, I've got some kinks happening there. Well, because I'm locking this, I'm not adding any geometry to it. I can drag it like this and it will straighten out all those little bits around the outside, giving me control. So this can be quite good. Now also inside here, you could click and you can drag and move bits here. But if I move this down here, you're going to see that the end is moving. Of course, not a problem, because the start's locked, I can move that back. But you have to watch out, because it's no longer going to lock to the surface. I can move it right off the surface now. So be a little bit careful with that. Now, of course, you might want to lock the end. So if I go to stroke and I go lock end and unlock start, now I can actually move this start place, but the end will lock like that. Now, if I want to lock both, I want to move this out a little bit here maybe. I can go down to stroke and I can lock the start as well. This means that I can move this and it will straighten out all the rest, but it will change that, you know. Like that. So I'd have to come in again, I'd have to lock the start, and then I would need to just kind of straighten it up by dragging it that way, and then I'll get that straight. Now we also have the elastic features in here as well, which are pretty cool. If I lock the end and start and I just go into liquid or elastic, I can actually add to the geometry, you know. But if I hold the Alt key, I can actually delete that kind of stuff back out. So you can kind of delete it back out a little bit as well. It can be a little bit funny to control, but you can kind of go in there and kind of delete it out. So then you could unlock the start again and straighten that back up. So I could go back down, turn elastic off, lock the start, come back in here, drag it back so it's matching that, and there you go. So that's how we can get control. Remember, you can change the size of the buckle as well by just adjusting that brush size and clicking it, and then you're going to have a brush there that's a little bit bigger. So total control on how you do that. So when you start working really quickly with this, you can start to do things really quick. So you got the end, drag it round. That wasn't a very good start. Let me just start over here and drag it down here, something like that. Come across. What I would tend to do here is just hold the shift key and drag that right the way around like that. Get it so it's nice. Something like that. And now I can move that round to get it in position. And of course, you know, you can manually go in and change this stuff as well. So it's straightening up there. Go in and give it a little bit of a change there. And Mikkel, that's how you do it. So really easy to add straps on here. And there you go. And remember also, if you click another brush with this active, you can change that buckle type out as well. Really handy to be able to go in there and just change those to a different type of strap with that curve selected. So have a play around with that. Definitely have a play around with liquid and elastic. This is pretty cool because you can kind of add stuff to it and manipulate that around to give it a more realistic look. Okay,